Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now. Hello, my name is Tanay Tiwari and welcome to Buzz This Week.
Can we skip to the good part?
अरे यहाँ सब कुछ good part है, यहाँ skip करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Cricket news और memes जाओ. The entire show is a package. हर हफ्ते लाते हैं, इस हफ्ते भी लाए. On the show this week, India tick all boxes. Well, almost. Australia's change of guard, IPLs ins and outs, and Thailand's dream is diminished. There was so much to see and observe in the Kanpur Test. Arre wo nahi yaar. I mean, wo bhi tha. But apart from that, there was such good cricketing action on display. Shreyas Iyer on debut was fantastic. A century in his first innings and a 50 in his second. The only Indian batter to do so. Only the 10th in the world to do so on debut. Then there was R. Ashwin with his incisive spells. Then there was Akshar Patel with another test fifer, making test cricket look easy. Then there were Cheteshwar Pujara and Ajinkya Rahane. Yeah, there were troubles because India needed them in both the innings and both these stalwart batters just could not stand up to the task. It's been a while since they've scored those big runs consistently for India, and it's been a worry, which is why once they failed again in Kanpur, cricket Twitter was not amused. Although India's batting coach Vikram Rathod was very optimistic about them bouncing back, saying that they will use their experience. Their experience has held them in good stead throughout their careers, and he's very positive that they will bounce back strongly from this setback. But are changes incoming? Because Virat Kohli will come back to this Indian team in that Mumbai Test. Who will go out? He kar lenge bas challenge. Chalo ji kar lete hain. If Virat Kohli comes in, which he will, who will go out? What changes will Team India make before that second test match? Tell us your picks. Using hashtag Buzz This Week, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. आपकी 11 कैसी दिख रही है? बता दो. Changes are incoming for Team Australia, and this time they've got nothing to do with Cameron Bancroft or David Warner. But they've got something to do with Steve Smith. Yes, Pat Cummins is now Australia's newest test captain, their 47th test captain, the first fast bowler to ever don that captain's hat for Australia in test cricket, and his deputy will be Steve Smith.
तुमने झूठ क्या बोला?
अरे मैंने ऐसा नहीं कहा. क्रिकेट ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने कहा था कि वो स्टीव स्मिथ को लीडरशिप ग्रुप में नहीं डालेंगे. अब वो वहां पर हैं. All of this of course has happened because Tim Paine has decided to take a break from all forms of cricket to preserve his mental health. Remember, he'd stepped down as Australia's test captain after a sexting scandal that was brought to the fore by Australian news organizations. All of this means that come the Ashes, Australia will have a new leadership group out there, and Pat Cummins said that he insisted that Steve Smith be by his side as his deputy. Something that will be very interesting to see. How do the two of them synergize to take Australia forward? All of this while England are training really hard in the preparation to the Ashes. Yaar, could be go. Ashes ke build up mein na bada excitement hota hai. Maza aane wala hai. It's that time of the year again when IPL teams and players go like,
और देना टोटल तो सिर्फ 25 है, तो 15 मुझे लेने के निकले, लेकिन इनके साथ तो मेरा कोई हिसाब ही नहीं है. एक मिनट.
yes, it's retentions and releases time, and this time it's right before that mega auctions. So this is a big deal. Now, depending on when you're watching this, the retentions may not have happened, the lists may not be out, or the retentions may have happened and the lists may be out, or the retentions may have happened, the lists may be out, but you may not have seen them, which is why हम हैं ना, क्योंकि हमें पता है आप Instagram scroll करते करते कभी-कभी भूल जाते हो, but उसी के लिए तो हम यहाँ पर हैं. चलो जी, let's give you some verified blue tick updates. Dhoni, Rohit, Kohli. I mean, come on, they have to be retained, and they will be retained by their franchises. Rishabh Pant will continue leading the Delhi Capitals. उड़ती खबरें ये भी आ रही हैं कि Sanju Samson is in talks with Rajasthan Royals for his retention, while Rashid Khan is negotiating with the Sunrisers Hyderabad for his. Rashid wants to be the first retention because remember, the first retention gets the highest amount from that kitty. Sunrisers Hyderabad also want that amount to go to their captain Kane Williamson. It will be very interesting to see how all of this pans out. Also, rules yaad dila dein aapko. By the 30th of November, the 8 existing franchises have to submit the list of their 4 retentions. They can retain a maximum of 4 players, in which they have to work out a combination. You can retain a maximum of 3 Indians and a maximum of 2 overseas. The combination unko us hisab se badhane hote hain. The purse reductions will of course also be in sync with the number of retentions that the teams do. चलो जी, you're all set for IPL retentions releases then. अगर आप retention से पहले देख रहे हो तो अपने फ्रेंड्स के सामने जाके ब्लैक कर सकते हो. अगर retentions के बाद देख रहे हो तो भी ब्लैक कर सकते हो. कोई फ्रेंड तो मिस कर गया होगा ना Instagram स्क्रॉल करते हुए, उसको बता दो. It was also a week of heartbreaks in world cricket, where Thailand women's team, which were playing the qualifiers for the 2022 ODI Cricket World Cup, were knocked out for, well, no fault of theirs. They were playing so well, they were beating teams with some reputation, but then a premature abandonment of that tournament because of a growing COVID threat in that part of the world meant that Thailand were knocked out, because per the ICC's rules, teams with higher rankings would qualify automatically in case of an abandonment of that tournament. Now, Thailand women were really heartbroken, but they weren't the only ones. Cricket Twitter was heartbroken too. I mean, look at that photograph, man. All of that Thailand team had made Cricket World Cup 2022's logo as their phone's wallpapers. That is how much they wanted it. And for them to crash out like that, yaar, baja hi de wo sad wala. The Thailand cricket team, chin up. This sport never keeps unsettled views. And we're very sure that something big is right around the corner for your team and your cricket. That's all that we have for you on this episode of Buzz This Week. Until next week, वो जो masks आपने कहीं अंदर रख दिए थे, वापस निकाल लो, पहन लो. नया कोविड का वेरिएंट आ गया. In a world where कोविड के नए वेरिएंट्स और मैगी के नए वेरिएंट्स आ रहे हो, फैंटा मैगी बनने लग गई है आजकल. वहां पर ना संभल के रहना चाहिए. टेक केयर.